Okay guys, how are you doing? This is a new stream on an old relic. What is that thing right there? Look at that. Well, you can see that there's something hiding underneath that sand. And this is probably one of the largest megalithic structures in the richat structure. Now, as you can see, it's a perfect arc. It's got a little bit of a lopsidedness to it, but there's a lot of damage here on this part. This is near the richat structure. This is a water lake that used to contain another great megalithic thing, what I would call the great, look at that straight structure. And it's so straight. That's the thing that gets me. You can see some residual stuff going on here, and you don't know where it was going, but if you want to see the richat structure, it's right over here. And I believe that they used to have a lake that was, I mean, how old is this arc, and how many of these shorelines can you count? You can see like several of them, so this is totally three-dimensional here. Thank Google Earth for this. And I was going to do some analyzing, I guess, analysis. There you go. Let me just double check and make sure I'm live. Let me go to my my videos here and see if I can get any sound. Last night I did a bunch of videos from Yunshan. Okay, I have to go to YouTube Studio to find my current list. Sorry, I almost want to just take this out like later. I don't really want to clog my videos with this. I just want to hear my voice, make sure I'm not talking to nobody. Let's see what we got here. I clog my videos with this. I just want to... There we go. Great. And now I can moderate and I can say something as well. Thank you for visiting. We have 7 unwatched videos. I'll try to be careful about getting distracted. I was trying to do something with stellarium here, but that didn't seem to work out. I'm just going to close up my videos here. Let's see. Probably gonna actually turn off distractions like Line and Facebook. Whoops, somebody's here. I quit. I should have just quit, right? Okay, and then make sure that the messengers are all closed off too. Back to Google Earth. Sorry, I'll be deleting that for my final video. How many shorelines do you count here? And how steep is that? Pretty sure you can see over here. Let's take a quick look. I mean, how many real different ones? Like this could be one, but it looks like it could be, but that's definitely a shoreline. Let me just go to 3D on this, and I'll turn this around 90 degrees so we can look at it. Can I go steeper? I thought I knew how to. There we go. So you can see the shorelines. This arc is like 23 kilometers long. In fact, that's a really good point. Is that the same? How long is that? Let's measure it real quick. Got to go back to 2D for that. So this is 15 kilometers, but if you follow the arc, you're going to get about 20, 18 maybe. And you can just keep going around like this. It's not perfect, but you're going to get at least... There we go. All right, 16 kilometers. Now, if I take that arc, let's see if we can match it up to anything over here. Is that the same arc? That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? I'll check that later. I don't think we have time for that right now, but what I did want to find out is where that is looking. So when we spin this around, we can go there, and that's the top now. Again, if you're wondering about the number of shorelines here, I think you can easily count, say, let me get rid of that. Easily count 1, some small ones that are kind of not related, then 2, then 3. 3 there. I counted more. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. In some spots you can see 4. How many years did that take? How many levels of lake? I mean, was that done in 1,000 years or several thousand years? And if that's true, then that lake, which was probably dry for the last 12,000 years, suddenly has this perfect line here. So 16 kilometers across, 8 kilometers in the middle. Where is that? What's the direction? And can I get, let me try to get the, it says it right here, 21.605. I can put that right into my, I don't know if that's going to work. I need to get different coordinates going. So they might work. I can think about them working in my stellarium. I'll put that in my stellarium right now. I was just there, but I lost it, so I'm just going to go back there again. Location, and we're in Mauritania. See, I need this different type of latitude reading. I can't put in just any old number, so I think I'm going to have to... What happened there? Why did Google Earth just come up? Oh, I hit Google Earth? Oh, I'm sorry. I had the wrong program. That's what I wanted. So 21, this is 36. I think I'm just going to go with something close by for now, which is Atar. That's 20. And if I were to go to... Let me look at that again. See, I don't know how to convert it. That's 21605601. I might have to use a different way to do it. Let me just stick with the Atar. And that's it. Atar. I choose Atar. Yeah, so now I can close it. There we go. So now this is Atar, even though the background really isn't Atar. We can get rid of this, and we can also get rid of the sunlight, atmosphere, and, you know, before we get rid of this south, I want to make sure I'm looking in the right direction. So going back to Google Maps, or Earth, or whatever, we can see here that this is north, so I'm going to be changing it. Does it change? Where's that? There's got to be a reading on this. Let me just do that. No change in the reading? Well, let's put this right on the top again and go to the compass, which is, instead of north, it's more closer to west. It's a little bit, it's with a west with a touch of north in it. And maybe we can do that here in Stellarium to look at, see what we were seeing. West with a touch of north in it. There's west. Now, it's not even northwest. I would say it's west with a touch of north. So this is the direction we would be looking in. Look at that. There's a nice little house over there. Look at that tree. Beautiful. Now, obviously, this is a fake landscape for this neighborhood, so ignore that. Now, the next thing we have to do is put in the dates. That's a big problem, right? The dates. In fact, where are my dates? I just don't see them anymore. Is that it? Date time window? So I guess I got to enlarge this. And we got to go back. Let's go back about negative. I don't know. Let's. I would have to do some experimentation with this. First thing I want to do is get rid of this atmosphere now. So now we're just looking at the stars, and we're seeing this direction. Because I want to know what there was. Now, where was the north? I feel like this is a man-made structure. And I feel like it would be directed towards something. And I kind of feel like sometimes they are in the same direction as these ancient tumuli that we see. However, I don't know. That arc, is that arc the same as these mountains? Doubt that too. I'd have to check that later. I mean, I'm just stretching here. I'm just having some fun. I'm not making any positions. But I do believe that this is the largest megalithic structure. It's too perfect of an arc. And I think that in the times of Atlantis, this was placed here to shore up to this giant ancient lake, which served water to Atlantis through the large channel that Plato described. And I've done this in previous videos, so I'm just going over old material. Where did this perfectly straight line continue? Was it perfectly straight? Is this perfectly straight? It's pretty damn straight. And if you look at this line, especially the shore, this edge, it seems just too straight. And a mountain isn't usually flat at the edge. So was that flattened out by man, or was that a natural occurrence? Also, you see some residual signs of some other types of maybe canal entrances or a turn here. You see some lines that look pretty ancient. So I think that you're looking at the largest megalithic structures on the richat. Now, I have plenty other structures, canals to talk about, but I just wanted to go over that one more time. Everybody doesn't realize that there are ancient shorelines, and there was a major lake right here in the corner of the eye. Now you've got sand dunes going across it, so we don't really have any idea how wide this lake could have been. And was it a lake, or was it simply the Tamanrasset River, or an offshoot of the Tamanrasset River, or something man-made, or a lake that contained water that powered all of the richat? This shoreline goes all along, and there are several entry points, which I wonder if they are not remnants of canal entry points that went across to the other side. Remember, there wouldn't have been desert. What was this? That's not a meteor strike. That was something. And it looks like it's something man-made. It looks like something that started from man-made and then started to decay. So that's a question I have. And of course, I do believe that you can see the ancient shoreline all around the richat as well. So those shorelines, how old are they? I want to know these things. And I'd like to align with the stars on all these dates and find out, do I think this was man-made? Sometimes I really, really wonder how this was made. And the one picture that I have that I really think could correlate is the lightning strike to a car that shows a circle very, very similar to this. So was there some type of ancient Carrington event that wide and that big that actually put a scar on the earth in perfect concentric circles? And could it have been done by demigods? Now I'm stretching even more. But when we look at this ring of mountains here under a topographic map, it's very easy to see that they disappear. And Randall Carlson called it an anomaly. I'm calling it a crater. That's an ancient crater. It's so perfect and full of sediment. Yes, we've got all these alluvial fens. But if you look at the whole ring, it's almost a perfect 2.2 kilometer circle. And it lines up with other craters, although I don't believe it's a pearl of strings type event. I'd like to look at these other craters, one up here and even farther. It's hard to find if you don't look. This is also 2 kilometers across. So could that event have been correlated with this event? And if so, then actually that crater is not that old. It's only about, I think, 17,000 years old. Could it be true that 12,000 years ago, this was hit and took out all of Atlantis? Just some things I'm thinking about. Of course, this waterway goes all the way down and you get to other canals and they're parallel. Look at that one and look at that one. Those are perfectly parallel. And these go on for like 20 miles and they're very straight. I can understand something. You see some anomalies in the straightness, but who's to say that it had to have been perfectly straight? But this canal is also a megalithic remnant of something. Come on, that's a man-made canal. I'd like to know more. I'd like to study it more. But to me, it looks like a man-made canal. Those are long. And some of these other big, huge ones, like this, that one, I wonder if there was any truth to the story that the kings and kingdoms carved this land out. Is it possible for an army or somebody to carve out a 50 wide? It seems impossible to me. So I believe the theory that this was created no longer by so-called dome geology, because there's no other example of this on the planet, but of some type of I'm not a big electric universe enthusiast, but when I see this matching the picture of the car, and I don't want to go searching for it, but when electricity hits a car, it looks like this. Let's try it one time through Google. When lightning hits a car, if we find it. No, those are some different examples. So maybe I'm going to argue my way out of this just by looking at other examples. But I'm looking for the circle that you get on the paint. These are just two. That's crazy. Look at that. I'm kind of looking for one that was a little bit smaller. Is that it? That's a little bit too small. There was a meme going around for a while, and I have a picture in my hard drive. Maybe I'll make it the thumbnail. If I can make it the thumbnail, then you'll see what I'm talking about. It looks exactly like the richat structure. But the richat structure is no longer perfectly circular. Okay, I'm not going to go looking for that. Instead, I'm going to change this time and date to 12,000 years ago. Oh, I can't do it. Well, it's actually 10,000. Is there a problem? Oh, I'm on the wrong keyboard. Okay, there you go. There we go. Is that that's 100,000 years ago? So that's 10,000. And I'm just going there on a whim. And what do I see? And of course, the time of day is important as well. And I don't really know. Should I be looking in the evening or the morning? In the morning, the sun doesn't come up over there. Is it where the sun goes down? Is there possibilities? Here we have 10,000. Oh, that's the future. I got the. There we go. Now that's the. Oh, there you go. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What are we looking at? We're looking right at the North Star. I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Remember, due to the wobble of the Earth, the North Star is no longer Polaris. Okay, so does that mean that we're looking at the wrong direction? North is north. North is over here. So I think I'm jumping to too many conclusions. But Polaris was right there. You know, it kind of shocked me. Remember, the wobble changes what the North Star actually represents. Polaris is currently the North Star, but when you go halfway through the great year, you also go through the circle around. Where's Polaris? I was just looking at it. Drago. I'm not very good at this, but where's Polaris? Oh, it's over here. There it is, right there. Let me put the constellations in. And then I'll probably end this video. I'm not looking to talk all night long. Where are the constellations? They're over here, right? No, we don't want that one. Okay, so this is Draco the Dragon. And Polaris is just the edge of this. And the true north is right here. True north. So I don't think that we're looking at true north when we look at this map. I got to go back to it. Oh, I got to go back to it and I realign. And you know, the other argument is that maybe the arc was a different shape. But to me, that arc is just too perfect. And then the straight line next to it. And over here, you can see some directional, like maybe a canal going off in another direction. Well, I'm not going to do this all on video, but I'm going to keep looking at this, and I'm going to look some stuff up and see if I can make the time relevant more. Maybe not 10,000. Maybe I can align it, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video. But this video was originally focused on the megalithic type of structures you could find on the richat that are possibly 12,000 to maybe older, 30,000 years old. I mean, maybe they created this arc 30,000 years ago when it aligned with something else relevant. And then it just happened to be there when it got destroyed. Could the kingdom and the kingdoms have created this? It's a 50-mile wide ring. It's pretty wide, but if they had some type of technology, I think it would have been possible. I think 50 miles is a little bit big. I mean, we're talking about the Great Wall. But if you do know that the Peruvian Inca Wall and road are longer than the China Wall, the Great Wall of China. Some of these lines you see going through the desert could have been similar. Yes, I should be a little bit careful. I'm stretching, but sometimes I even think that was a straight line created by ancient people. It's just a little bit too straight for me. But now what you see is rivers going all different directions when you go in there. And you can even see the water. Is that water? I think that's water. That's only stone? Or is that water? I think that's water. So there is water in the richat right now, nearby at least, not in it. Actually, you can find water in it too. It's not that hard. I've done it before. I think if you make this go north again, it's easy to find water like right over here in this area. It seems like some of these pictures are updated, but the water is around here somewhere. With that being said, I'm not going to sit here and search for water in the richat because it's kind of irrelevant to the whole story. It doesn't really matter. This is not a dry land, though. There are ways of getting water. That's about it. Yeah, it's pretty dry in the middle, I would say. But apparently there are wells. That's what we heard. We heard there are wells dug, and if it goes low enough, you can get to the wells. I remember the water was like right around here. You can see a little river. Looks like that could be it. And it could be dried up by now. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to do a little more searching. Thanks for watching. Whoops. Oh, terrible. All right, bye guys.